A top wide receiver could be coming to New England. Let me rephrase that. A top wide receiver needs to come to New England. But thankfully, Mike Vrabel is on it. He is expecting the Patriots to be extremely aggressive in free agency, and he understands that to get a top wide receiver, it may cost a trade. There are not a lot of top wide receivers that hit the free agent market. There are very rare top wide receivers that come into the draft and can be a superstar in their first season. So, what avenues will they explore to get a receiver? We're going to break that down in the first half of the show. The second half of the show, I've got a spicy trade possibility that could make a lot of Patriots fans very, very happy. Before I break into that, let me ask you guys this question. Name a receiver you want on the Patriots. Higgins, Godwin, A.J. Brown, D-Hop. There are so many out there. You guys can go on ahead and get started. Let me know in the comments section down below. Like we said, the Patriots need to have a top wide receiver for Drake May. I know I'm not breaking any new news to you guys, but knowing that Mike Vrabel is headhunting right now to try to find the best fit for Drake May and to have him succeed moving forward, he said that it all starts at the line of scrimmage, which we're going to address later on. How does this line of scrimmage going to look to protect Drake May to get to that top wide receiver? Yeah, that's in the cards, but the pass catcher. These pass catchers, unfortunately, are not going to get the Patriots to that next level. And I mean the postseason. And this is no shade to any of the receivers we have on the team. But look, if you guys aren't taking that receiver in the top 3 rounds of your fantasy draft, why should the Patriots try and win championships with that wide receiver core? Demario Douglas should not be your top wide receiver. I think he'd be a phenomenal wide receiver 2 or 3. Give Drake May a nice little quick slant to grab 10 yards. But for a go route, for a screw it, somebody's down there, it's not going to be Pop Douglas. So Mike Vrabel really broke down here in the NFL Combine while he was addressing some of the interview questions about, hey, who are you going to snag for your top wide receiver? And here's what Mike Vrabel had to say about possibly finding that guy. It's hard to find. No kidding, Vrabel. You usually have to draft them. Then sometimes, based on circumstances, they're available for trade. I think we'll explore every opportunity that we can to add great players that we feel like are the right fit and we feel like that can help us. There are only so many options in free agency, which I completely agree with, and in a trade and the draft. We'll explore all 3 of those. So there has been rumors out there that Vrabel is wide open to signing that checkbook and bringing in somebody that's going to help the New England Patriots succeed. And I think that's exactly what he needs to do. Even Elliott Wolf saying last year's roster was on me. We didn't utilize the free agent market as much as we should have. So latest report that came out here from Taylor Kyles is saying Mike Vrabel says the Patriots would want to entertain any draft trade offer that could benefit the team. Pick number 4? Trade pick number 4 for a top wide receiver? That would be, he'd want to entertain any draft trade offer that could benefit the team. Who could they possibly sign with that pick? Well, when you look at every possible path to getting that top wide receiver, number 1 in free agency, I completely agree with Mike Vrabel. When you have a top wide receiver, they very rarely hit the free agent market. Look at T. Higgins. There's rumors right now they're going to franchise tag him. You don't see Justin Jefferson hit the market. Amon-Ra St. Brown. You don't see those guys touch it. So it's very hard for the Patriots to try and acquire them. And when they do, it's a bidding war. And sometimes it doesn't work out for the better. And then when you look at the draft, it all depends on your timing, where you're drafting, and who is available. That's just luck of the draw at that point. Yeah, it's strategy, absolutely, but you don't know what that team in front of you is going to do unless you have an inside source. So it all matters about timing, and then you take the risk of realizing that your number 1 wide receiver, Jalen Polk, is a first-year rookie in the NFL. You don't know what he's going to look like in the NFL just yet. So trading is your most reasonable option to obtain that top wide receiver for an A.J. Brown, for a Tyreek Hill, for a Jalen Waddle, for somebody to come in and give Drake May some veteran hands. And when you look at the top 5 wide receivers the Patriots could possibly try and get via a trade, it instantly makes our wide receiver core 10 times better. If you bring Brown in, or DK Metcalf, despite his comments about playing in New England, Deebo Samuel, maybe a little bit past his prime, Tyreek Hill, bit of a drama queen, but aren't we all? Garrett Wilson, he's pretty close to New England, living in New York right now. If the Patriots are okay with entertaining the idea of trading a draft pick, or trading something to bring a top talent to New England because they realize free agency and drafting may be too hard to come by, then I'm all for it. And I've got a trade that might make everybody happy. Which wide receiver should the Patriots trade for? Go on ahead and let me know in the comment section down below. We can go deep and deep and deep into how many wide receivers they could possibly trade for, but there are other areas of needs for New England on offense and on defense. So let's talk about the defense here just a little bit, because could Joe Milton be traded away for a defensive star? Well, let's break that down here in just a moment. First things first, I want to make sure you guys have the best deal around. I don't know about you guys, but I packed up my Parker for the season. I am ready for the summertime, and I want you guys to be able to wear Patriots gear all summer long. Go on ahead, use this link, chatsports.com/New England Tee. This is going to get you guys this super sick t-shirt. You can also get it in 3 different colors right now. You can wear them to the bar, wear them to Fenway, wear them to the Bruins games. The Boston Celtics still playing. You can wear this anywhere. I always like to go with the white or the navy because your girl be sweating. I want to show it. You guys can get white, red, navy. Go on ahead, get your t-shirts while supplies last, a.k.a. your sizes. Make sure you guys go on ahead and get it. Chatsports.com/New England Tee. I'm going to put this link in the comment section down below. Go on ahead, click it. It'll take you right there from our proud partner with Fanatics. Go on ahead, get your t-shirt right now. Ian Rappaport did recently tweet out, and I just wanted to put this out there for you guys, that Davon Godchaux has permission to seek a trade. This doesn't come as a huge surprise to me. I know there was some lingering conversations about possibly trading away Godchaux, which is so ironic because you remember when he was holding out last training camp because he wanted to get paid? Less than 365 days later, he wants out? That sounds about right. So, we may be able to trade Davon Godchaux. And this kind of stinks for the Patriots because the defensive line and the linebacker room aggressively needs help. It needs depth. It needs stars. It just needs a lot. So to lose one of the best run defenders in the NFL, that's going to sting. It hasn't happened yet, but normally when they're seeking a trade, it sometimes usually ends up working. But the Patriots aren't stopping there. Turn it back to the offense. There are rumors the Patriots are toying with the idea of making quarterback Joe Milton available via a trade per Greg Bedard. I mean, we're just dishing out to bring it all in. Joe Milton, I don't personally want to trade away. I think he's a phenomenal backup that really mimics Drake May's type of playing style. So if you do throw Joe Milton in, the offense isn't going to be completely shaken up. But I also think it's selfish. I think Joe Milton showcased he could be a starter on numerous NFL teams, and if you keep him around to play backup for Drake May, he may never be able to thrive. So could Milton be in a trade for a defensive star? Because now you know we might lose Davon Godchaux. You know we already have to bulk up that linebacker room. So the Patriots are open to trading away Godchaux, trading away Milton. Would they be willing to trade player for player? The latest report came out today that they have granted permission to former Pro Bowl linebacker Harold Landry from the Tennessee Titans to seek a trade. Landry started all 17 games last season, finishing with 71 tackles, 9 sacks. Our team high was 5.5. All right, that already makes him the best defensive player the Patriots could have. 18 pressures and 4 pass deflections. 28 years old. We're not getting some out of his prime player if we do decide to go and trade for Harold Landry. Here's what you guys should know about the linebacker. He played under Vrabel from 2018 to 2023. He knows Vrabel. He's worked with him, and he respects the head coach. He's a 2021 Pro Bowler, very, very recent, and he has 2 remaining years on his contract. So knowing that we may possibly be getting rid of Davon Godchaux on your 3-4 front, Knowing that Jawan Bentley was out with an injury last year, we need to bulk up that linebacker room unless you want to have Jelani Tavai as your star again, which I think there's better talent out there. I think Harold Landry makes sense. Before I dive in deeper of why this trade makes sense, let me go ahead and ask you guys this question. Should the Patriots trade for Harold Landry? Let me know in the comment section down below. Type Y for yes, type in for no. I'm going to go Y for yes, and here's why. There are 5 reasons why this makes sense. You need to bulk up your linebacker room, all right? Anthony Jennings, Jelani Tavai, Jawan Bentley. I just don't think this is enough to stop runs and to help the passing game. I think that when you have a 3-4 front with Keon White not as explosive that we wanted to see, you might be losing Davon Godchaux. You need to bulk it up as much as you can. 50.5 career sacks. Enough said. He's under 30 years old, 28. He is healthy. For the love of God, we just need somebody that can play 17 games and play them productively. Not to mention, he went to Boston College. He's familiar with the Northeast. And that's enough for me. Let's throw it back a couple years ago, right? When Mike Vrabel wasn't the head coach anymore for the Tennessee Titans, here is what Harold had to say about the departure of his head coach. I feel like with Vrabel, my entire career, situationally, I've been as prepared as I can possibly be for every game. I feel like if you just took out that season-ending win over Jacksonville, guys are playing hard for him. Guys are wanting to win for him. And I really can't imagine not being the Titans head coach. I just can't. I hear nothing but respect for a guy like Mike Vrabel from Harold Landry. And he gave it right back. He said great things about him when he became the head coach for the Tennessee Titans. This is a relationship that can go very far, especially with a new defensive coordinator in Terrell Williams, who also worked for the Tennessee Titans during his tenure there. You're getting a bona fide headhunter, and that's something the Patriots are really lacking. You want an aggressive star? You can get one with Harold Landry. Over the last 4 years, here is what his stats have looked like. 15 tackles for loss, 9 sacks, 10.5 sacks in 2022. He unfortunately did miss the entire season with a torn ACL, but since then, he has played every single game. He produces year in and year out, which is why I think this trade would be possible to possibly give the Tennessee Titans. What do the Titans need right now? They need a quarterback. And thankfully, we have a quarterback that's pretty dang good, but he's sitting on our bench. Here's a possible trade idea for Harold Landry. You trade your 2025 third-round pick via Atlanta. Thank you, Matthew Judon. You still have a third pick. You have 2 third-round picks. You trade one of them, the one that Atlanta gave you to get Matthew Judon. So you keep all your draft picks. You give away Joe Milton. He's not even a starter for New England just to get Harold Landry. That's a win-win, and you come out clean. I think that would be a hell of a trade. It would suck to lose Milton, but you'd gain a defensive star. Let me ask you this. Should the Patriots trade Joe Milton? Or would you rather just work around with a couple of draft picks rather than going player for player? Type Y for yes, type N for no in the comment section if you guys haven't already. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm just going to leave you with this one. I'm taking this trade. And I think this is something that needs to happen. If the Patriots want to be competitive again, they need to make this trade. That's all I'm going to say. Go on ahead, hit that sub button for me if you guys haven't already. Thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. And as always, if you guys want the latest news and rumors out of New England, you can find it right here on Patriots Today by Chat Sports. So hit that sub button for me.